As 25,000 people died in firestorms that virtually destroyed the medieval city. And ever since, there have been questions about whether Dresden was a legitimate military target. Some believe the bombing was actually a war crime. Well, later today, memorial services will be held in the city centre, and Jenny Hill is there.
Well, in the words of one survivor, it was like being in hell. You know, standing in this square now, it's hard to imagine 70 years ago it was engulfed in flames as Dresden was all but razed to the ground. Here, they still refer to the 13th of February 1945 as the day which never fades. 70 years ago, Allied bombers took off. Their target, one of the most beautiful cities in Europe. Beneath them, people burned and suffocated to death as a firestorm with hurricane-force winds raged through Dresden. Ursula Elsner was a girl of 14.
Wenn sie dann dort stehen und sich krampfen.
We clung to a lamppost, she tells me, but one woman didn't make it. The firestorm grabbed her. She screamed, but we couldn't help her, and she was sucked into the burning ruins. My coat was burning, everything, coat, dress, underwear. I had a big burn as big as a saucer on my back. When daylight came, this is all that was left. The images, the story, still shock visitors today. Of course, Dresden wasn't the only city to come under attack. Leipzig, Warsaw, Belgrade, Coventry, they were all bombed too. But 70 years later, this remains a powerful symbol, not just of war, but of reconciliation too. Dresden's now home to 500,000 people. Every year, they commemorate the firebombing, a chance to remember and reflect.
Dresden is just a little part of the Second World War, and the Second World War consists from many, many thousand little parts. So it is just an example of warfare, and of course it made sense, you know, because Dresden was part of the enemy, and you have to hit the enemy to end the Second World War.
Hard now to imagine Ursula nearly died in this square. She still has nightmares, but the city's rebuilt. For her, its stones a reminder. No more war, she says. Never again. And perhaps some of those taking part in the commemorations today will glance up to the top of this church behind me, the Frauenkirche. That cross right at the top was made by an Englishman whose father took part in the bombing of Dresden and presented to the newly rebuilt Frauenkirche as a symbol of friendship, of reconciliation and of rebirth.
Jenny Hill live in Dresden. Thanks, Jenny.